Welcome to the Australian Business Executive Podcast, where we speak with Australia's most influential industry professionals on the business and economic development issues taking place across the country. You can stay up to date with all our content, including our magazines, podcasts and videos, by visiting www.theabe.com.au and clicking on subscribe.
Today's guest is Jarrod Sanfilippo, Managing Director of the Burbank Group of Companies. Beginning his career as an automotive engineer, Jarrod spent a decade with Holden before joining the family business while on long service leave, where his passion for building was immediately realised. Now the Managing Director of the Burbank Group of Companies, and with over 10 years of industry experience to his name, Jarrod spearheads the strategic direction of the group. He leads a senior management team responsible for the growth of 11 companies in the group's fold, including Burbank Homes, which was recently crowned the Housing Industry Association's 9th largest homebuilder in Australia. With nearly 35 years in the industry, multiple awards to its name, and a presence down the eastern seaboard of Australia, the Burbank Group is one to watch. Jarrod, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So Jarrod, how did the Burbank Group get started?
It was established over 35 years ago, originally founded by my father, Eddie Sanfilippo, and his stepbrother, Eddie Puha. Dad was the accountant, clerical side of the business, and my uncle was the electrician, which was the trade side of the business. They started building homes in their spare time and on weekends. They enjoyed it. They thought it was a good idea and grew into what it is today. From one display home in the western suburbs of Melbourne, they added finance brokering business and plumbing and electrical trade business to the group, and then it's grown from there.
And what's the makeup of the Burbank Group now?
There's multiple companies across the group. Predominantly, it's all property-based and construction and development industry. The big focus or the main core business is Burbank Homes, which is spread across all the eastern seaboard and South Australia. Within that as well, they also have a Burbank Projects and Burbank Development team that do different forms of construction. We have a land development business called National Pacific Properties. We have a finance brokering business which has does a lot of work for customers getting loans for different items, including our own homes. A Vault plumbing and dynamic electrical trade businesses. Over the last 5 years, it's expanded into Urban Edge, and 8 homes have been added to the fold within the group. We have a Beacon Building Services, which do a lot of trade, maintenance and insurance work. We have a self-storage business which works for the customers sometimes. A digital minds business which is software solutions. We write and develop our own software within the group. And the fun factor company, which is our Burbank Air Services.
Can you tell us about the diversification of the group and how all the companies interlink together?
Well, as I said before, they're all very much property focused. So when it all started from us building homes for our customers, there was a big realisation that we need land. So there was a land development company started, and then they need finance, so there was the finance brokering, which helped the customer get their finances that they needed. In terms of the construction, there's 2 trades that you need certificate of occupancy, which is a plumbing and electrical. So those 2 companies were incorporated within the group. And the software development, because the technology is growing so quick today, it's a critical part of our business, and linking all that together and keeping in touch with the innovations in that space. We also have our own business there, which helps link that in with everyone.
Burbank is also rather unique in the construction market, isn't it?
Yes, it very much is so. We're probably one of the only businesses that really focus on all forms of construction, and that being our primary business is a detached, which is a single and double-storey homes on a single lot. We also have another area where we focus, which is our second largest area, which is with townhouses. This is homes which are duplex homes, multiple attached homes up to about 3 levels. And then there's the smaller part of our business, but a growing area is our high-density area of the business, which is apartments over multi-level buildings. So it allows us to deliver a home to suit the customer's needs.
Where does Burbank see itself compared to other construction companies in the country?
Well, the HIA 100 was released last month, and we did finish in 9th position overall, which includes all dwellings. We move up a few places into 6th when we just look at the detached area of the business. But the great thing is not only are we able to provide different types of dwellings, being detached townhouses and apartments, we're also able to cater for different markets. Having Urban Edge and 8 Homes and Burbank, we're able to cater for all different markets, being first home buyers, second and third home buyer, or investors. But really, our big strength is the ability to have our land business and trades and software, which would really link in everything together to help provide what the customer needs.
With your experience, what sort of industry challenges do you see in the market?
Housing affordability is definitely the biggest factor, which is restricting our business, or the industry, I should say. There is such a big boom happening over the last 18 months to 12 months in construction, so there's a real shortage of skilled trades. This is pushing prices up, and there's also a lot of regulation changes, which is also forcing prices up in the land area and in the construction, supply and materials area. Everything is really pushing prices up, so the end person, being the customer, is the one that is hurt the most.
My final question for you is, what's your vision for the company as you continue to move forward?
Well, we've grown massively over the last 5 to 6 years. We've gone from being just in Victoria to being across the 5 states in Australia. So really it's about stabilising that growth. We have predominantly been in Victoria, but we will replicate all our business units across other states to become stronger in those states as well, leaning on Victoria as the corporate head office and the skill and expertise, which will help that grow.
Jarrod, that's all I have for you. Thank you very much for taking the time to join us today.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
This has been a production of the Australian Business Executive, a division of Romulus Rising Proprietary Limited. All rights reserved. You can stay up to date with the Australian Business Executive, including our magazines, podcasts and videos, by visiting www.theabe.com.au and clicking on subscribe.